scan right there. We're in Lincoln, New Hampshire. Resupplied by the gratitude of the lodging at Mount Liberty Lodging, I should say. And we're ready to go into the heartland of the White Mountains in the presidential range. I mean, honestly, gonna be living between 4,000 and 6,000, 6,500 feet for the next probably couple weeks. Resupply will be on the outskirts of New Hampshire and Gorham, just outside of Maine. Hunkering down, gearing up for Maine and the 100-mile wilderness. So, honestly, I just gotta say, it's been an amazing adventure. We're living it here. We're about to roll on to a new segue, a new beginning of an old adventure for us. And I could only imagine what lays in store. So, with that said, let's make this journey happen. Some more. Well, here we were just a couple of days ago at the Eliza Brook shelter where we had that amazing campsite. Heading north, we went up to the Kinsman Mountain. Followed DAT all the way around here. Now we're right here right now at the Franconia notch on Route 3 in a beautiful town, the beautiful town of Lincoln. Tomorrow morning we're gonna pick up the trail. Probably camp around here at Liberty Springs, and then move on our way up to Mount Lincoln and then Mount Lafayette, where we had pointed out just a day or two ago, all the way to 4 days ago, and then 2 weeks ago when we saw the Franconia Ridge right across here. We'll be hiking this tomorrow. Lafayette, the big mountain, and then Mount Garfield, and we'll hike our way all the way out here. South Twin Mountains, the Zealand Mountain. I believe there's a hut there, and we're going to investigate these huts a little bit more, and then on out here, and we got other maps. Like I said, we're going to topographical map this section out, because once we get up in the higher elevations and we can see where we are all around us, we'll be able to use the maps and really point out all the mountains in the background. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about this camp spot. This is a great place. It really is. I really want to stay another day. Man, this place is so awesome. Let me see how things are going. I really am ready. And I really am loving this spot. So, well, let's see what tomorrow brings us. How about that? I got some ribs in the fridge right now. I think I'm gonna go get something to eat.
We have a pretty constant steep climb up on to Franconia Ridge. Some clouds are rolling in. Hopefully we'll get some nice views. It's kind of off and on with the clouds, but geez, I got some elevation gain here still to go. Slow and steady, deliberate steps. Up, 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 up. It's all heart, lung, and quads. On that last segment, we found some yellow mushrooms and picked them. They were chanterelles, and this is not. So I want to demonstrate what we have here. It's a veil. It has a veil. Very fragile. But you can see how the gills terminate. You see that ring right around the base? The gills do not go down on the stem, and you notice how thin the stem here was, and quite fragile, I might add. And with the color by itself, I don't believe it to be a nemantia, which could be poisonous. It's coming out of the ground. It did have a veil, I do believe, on the stem, but this is not entirely fresh, and we had some rainstorm yesterday afternoon into the evening, which kind of beat it a little bit. But my point is, as far as the yellow mushroom and it not being the edible chanterelle, and I would stay away from it. It could be a yellow waxy cap, but they usually come up in groups, so when in doubt, toss it out. Trying to get the light to shine on this little spider web just right, so that perhaps it'll stand out. Very nice though. Magical. Great colors. Well, we're at Mount Liberty. If I go right down this trail, it'll take me to the scenic view of Mount Liberty. But we're going to move on. There'll be plenty of scenic views ahead. And we'll go to Mount Lafayette is 3.5 miles away. And but there'll be views before that, so no need. We still got a good 8 miles to go today, so you know, I'm burning daylight, so I better move on. Well, we're still going. We're on Mount Lafayette. We haven't crest the top yet, but we're along that ridge there. Then that high peak, just center of the camera, is Mount Liberty, where we were just at. Onward ho. We're on a tight ridgeline now, boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, we are up here. There's the summit right over there. And then we're going to traverse across to that peak. Maybe that's the summit. And there's the hut. Right over there. And which way is the wind? Oh, geez, looks like rain. But But you see that big building out there? That's a mile. A mile 0.1 off of the Appalachian Trail. And I am not going down there. I will move on. But very cool. We'll get some other glimpses here. Some really amazing. Yeah, we'll see this better. Then let's just pan over there. Boy, this is the Whites, folks. Like I said, I told you it's going to be awesome. But look how tight this ridgeline is. Right? It's right across here. And it goes, let's get on up there and up there and see what we can see. Hooah! We'll be heading this way. And there was a sign back there. Look at this tight ass ridgeline. And that will be the summit of Mount Lafayette. So we got a little bit more to go. And we'll be there. And there's that hut once again. That's Wes. Coming around. That knob there was the first crest of this mountain. And once again to the south here is Mount Liberty and south and beyond. And what a lovely path. Let's do it. Hey there, Mr. Crow. Well, let's see how close we can get before he bolts, and that was that. This is just such an impressive ridgeline. Holy crap, that is some big boulder. And as we're peering to the top, let's get up there. And that wasn't the peak, just going on and on. What a lovely ridgeline though. We're up in a big boulder field over here. And maybe up ahead, maybe that's the summit. We'll find out when we get there, that's for sure. Let's track these clouds. I tell you, we might get wet. It's cold up here. It's some rugged country, but it sure is beautiful. It really is that way. from that direction, and that looks menacing. Just about at the top. Better make it quick. Wowee. Find out shortly, that's for sure. But oh my goodness. Maybe it'll blow over. We came from there. It's getting closer and closer. I think I'm going to put on my coat right now, because I am not going to get out of this, whatever it is, and that's the summit over there. And then, because you can see the ridge line, and then you would go down that ridge line there to that hut where people pay $100 and something to stay. Hoo-wee. I'm not even going to go the mile, but I'm going to get socked in with cloud cover, so I'm going to stop for a moment, and because this could bring, I'm going to put on my, I'm going to cover my pack. Also, this thing is going to be on me any minute now, so I'm going to stop and get my pack off and gear up. And pretty soon, the hut is going to disappear in the clouds. And then pretty soon, we're going to disappear in the clouds too. So I want to be prepared for it, whatever this is. Yeah, folks, weather can change up here in the blink of an eye. Look at that, and there goes the hut. It's gone. Well, visibility is about 30 feet. We're pretty exposed up on this rock right here. Well, don't get turned around. We're heading this way. I guess we'll know when we're at the top, when we're not going up anymore. Better watch out, make sure a big gust of wind don't blow me off of this rock. Holy smokes. Yeah. And now you know why they call it the Whites. Oh yeah. Oh, good thing we took all those great scenery shots before we made it to the summit of Mount Lafayette, because I can't see a damn thing now. But I'm not sure if this is the top. There's no sign saying welcome to the top, but there'll be a sign down below with the traverse to that hut for sure. And then we'll take it from there. I can't see a damn thing. Right? How about you? Probably shouldn't go that way. Guess, yeah, we'll go this way. Oh, here we are. Mount Lafayette. 5,260 feet. The first 5,000 footer in the Whites. We haven't been in a 5,000 footer and since we left the Smokies, I believe. And this is the first one northbound in the Whites. The hut is actually down that way. The AT is out over this way. It's 5 o'clock. I have 4 miles to go in my planned destination. It started raining a moment ago. I decided to take my pack off for a minute. Now I'm hunkered down behind this big boulder here, trying to use it for a little wind blockage and just rest a moment. The odds are, being 5 o'clock, and I can't see too much, probably not going to make my planned destination, but I kind of felt that way for a while. That's why I grabbed water and I didn't drink it. So I'm going to get as far as I can safely, and I'll start looking for a place to set up my tent. And up in this rocky area, another reason why I brought my marmot. It's freestanding, no stakes. I could basically set my tent up on a rock. So I'm going to take it as far as I can and set up camp I'll be hungry, and then I'll sleep well tonight for sure. And I cashed in my poncho liner. My Marine Corps poncho liner has served me really well. I don't know, 1,800 miles. But with these high elevations, and you just never know what weather's gonna do, I put my poncho liner in my bounce box and mailed it ahead, and I picked up a sleeping bag. It's rated at 35 degrees, plus all my extra clothes if I get jammed up. It was the right call, because in the whites, you just never know what's going to happen. It could snow at any time, and rain would be bad too, up in these elevations, so I'll be cozy. There were a few nights when the cold fronts came in where I was quite chilly with my poncho liner. And, well, I took care of that. So I'm good to go. Safety first. And then fun. It was pretty fascinating. You'd think we were in the Highlands of Scotland. The clouds blew over. They were covering that whole area over there. So, yeah, it gives us a little bit more daylight. But yes, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. Oh, and here's another view of that hut. Beautiful. Well, actually, our destination tomorrow is a hut with this amazing waterfalls. Well, it's going to be a surprise, but hopefully we'll make it. We have a 4-mile deficit. We'll make it up. Absolutely, we're up here. That was the hardest part. Holy smokes. That took a while. A lot of energy. That was steep and long. To go forward in life and not get lost, you should always look back and see where you have been. Just gorgeous. It really is. Looks like there's a pond there by the hut. This is our destination. And over. We'll be dropping down soon. And once we get out of these elements, this high Alpine area has a lot of fragile flora. As we can see, all these gorgeous alpine flowers here in bloom. But with that said, see that rock, that flat rock right there? I could pitch my tent right on that, and any block of rock. You always gotta be aware and be prepared. This voice got loud, by the way. Yeah, looks like we're gonna drop back down to the Never Never. Straight down there, and then we'll be back into the trees. A little bit more cover. But this is it, folks. Franconia Notch. One of the most beautiful places in the world. In the northeast, oh my gosh. And the huts, it's so much like in the Alps. In Switzerland, you can hike through the Alps, but you have to stay in these huts. You can't really tent. There's no other place you have to go, and you have to pay, and they feed you well, and there's probably showers and saunas and baths. But this is a different kind of experience here in America. Hiking the Appalachian Trail, you can tent it. wouldn't say you can pretty much do just about whatever you want, but you can pretty much do just about whatever you want. Let's move on. Let's get off. Let's get off and off this rock and look for some shelter. It'll be well deserved with a warm meal. It's just amazing how fast temperature can change, and it could have been a lot worse. I believe we're going to traverse across that down below in the tree line. It's a little up and down. You might find a spot down there. My original destination was on the other side of that peak, and then it'll flatten out again. But I don't believe today. Look at those bugs, isn't that just crazy? But it'll be a quick hike, fresh in the morning to water. And I have had to do this many times before. But it's 6 o'clock now. I'm going to get on down there and find me a nice little spot. Good morning, America. How gorgeous is that? Good morning, Mr. Sunshine. Backpacking the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Difficult. Standing on top of a mountain, watching the sunrise in your underwear, priceless. Well, looks like that's my next mountain. You know, when it's all said and done here, hiking the Appalachian Trail, I will have hiked about 284 more named mountains. That's a lot. Still gotta get up there. Getting closer. Nice mountain pond though. I'm really not having a good day. Started lovely with that magnificent sunrise up on the mountaintop. But yeah, I stepped off trail. The sign was turned around. Somebody was messing with the sign, or the sign fell down, and I went down the wrong trail for a little bit, and so I had to come back, double back. That always sucks. And I'm just having, well, and it's raining. There's a thunderstorm getting closer and closer to me. There's a hut down below, I'd say probably 1.5 miles from here, and I'm gonna see if I could do some cheap labor work for stay. That'll be fun to video. Wonder what they would have me do. I tried this once before, but the restaurant was closed, you know, for this work for stay. So I'm calling it a day, you know, again early. Falling short of my goal yesterday, therefore falling short of my goal today, therefore losing about a day in my plans. But you know, I can't allow that to affect me. I need to keep moving on, but I gotta stay healthy, and I gotta be, I really gotta be alert and take care of myself. So myself says they have hot soup and they have hot meals, though I want to eat a meal in my backpack because the sucker is heavy just coming in from a resupply. But I still think it's the right call. Just weather's getting crappier, and it's supposed to be really bad tomorrow, so it would be nice to have a nice dry tent tomorrow when I hit it, because if it's raining I still gotta hike. It's just the way it is. It's a job. Or no, it's an adventure. Something like that. From the inside looking out, well, the forecast today is rain. Heavy rain at times, and then later on will be, you know, more rain. I got to this Gale Head hut provided by AMC, the Appalachian Mountain Club, where they let through hikers stay here for work for stay. So I'm about to do my my work, which I wiped down the tables in the dining area. And now I'm going to start to sweep the bunks. And this is one of the bunk rooms right here. It's a triple story. Really stack them in nicely here. And I'm going to start to sweep the floor. Here are my tools. And hey, this is a first for me. I'm working on the trail. But the meals were fun. And it was so nice to be inside and dry. My clothes are sopping wet, and I'll have to put them on here in a little bit. But until then, I've got some cleaning to do. Earn my keep, so to speak. How fun is that? I don't know what day it is. I can't even see the day. But it's still raining. This is the front porch of the Gale Head hut. It's another one of the sleeping quarters. I would step outside, but I'm still in my hiking shoes. My clothing is all over here, soaking wet, and I'll put it on in a moment. All of this is mine that I will wear today. And it's going to be a tough day, to say the least. So I'll step back a little bit, and really it's nice. It's solar powered. You know, it sounds like I hear a generator over there, but they do have solar panels as well. Yeah, it's kind of damp, not soaking wet though.
I'm not planning on moving quickly today. Well, then you can just fly solo. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. This is the dining area. And,
Yeah, we did.
you can always tell through hikers versus the cabin residents. They're not in any hurry to go. The through hikers are all ready to roll. I'm not ready to roll, but I have no choice. But this is a hut, very spacious. Nothing like a good uphill climb in wet clothes to get your heart going. But I have a full set of dry clothes in my backpack for tonight. It's supposed to rain heavy off and on all day. And I just heard news that a couple of guys from the south, Dave and Alan, that I had the pleasure of meeting and staying in a campsite with down in Vermont. One of them took a bad fall in the rain yesterday. I mean, we're climbing stuff like this with full backpacks on, and higher and bigger walls. Climbed a few 15-foot walls, and I mean, one slip and you could be in a lot of trouble. And so I heard one of them separated his shoulder, and that'll get you off the trail quick. So one has to be careful, very careful. And that was a wake-up call, awakening to me, though I'm also very aware of the dangers here. But it's too bad. They were nice guys. Me feathers look a bit wet. I took shelter behind this big boulder here out of the wind. Here we are once again. We made it to the top in the clouds. It's raining right now, and this is Twin Mountain, and we're heading that way. It's a beautiful ridge. I saw it yesterday. The clouds cleared before the sun went down, and I was able to see across, but it looks like this is south. But sometimes that happens. As you follow ridge lines, you will go south when you're northbound, like me. It happens. I don't like when it happens, but it's a beautiful ridge line. All the same, we won't be able to see a damn thing, but should be a good walk all the same. But I've got to move on. It's only cold when you stop. Looked like an old vampire's hand. It's wet. It's going to take me a while to dry out. Can only imagine what my feet look like. Oh well. Where's the sun in this blessed country? I could see now why people worship the sun. I'm ready for a little sun worshiping myself. Well, without these days, how would you measure the good days? But then I think this is a good day too. It's really beautiful. I love that. And again, the mountain laurels up here on the tops of these mountains, they're really small in the color variety of the flower, but you could see down inside it's clearly, that's a laurel, a mountain laurel. Pretty cool, this top of this granite mountain here really provides a lovely walking surface compared to just all the random boulders everywhere. And the mountain laurel. And if I was emperor of the world, the whole trail would be placed with boards. But to encourage economy, I would have the boards then covered with pine needles. And then, I don't know, I think rose petals would be overdoing it, but I'll tell you, I think my feet are going to want some kind of vacation after this, because they are not happy campers. But oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you, God. Waterfall's coming up. I can hear it. No, but soon this will be feeding it for sure. I gotta cross this baby, so I guess I could hop them rocks right over there. Look at all the tannins in the water. That's from all the rain runoff from the last day and a half. Well, it looks like this is gonna be their well. But I guess they didn't have to go down too deep. They're pretty cool, and there's their water line to the hut. We'll be there in a few moments. We're going to take a break, get some soup. They probably have fresh bread, and we're going to walk around the waterfalls there and see what we can see. And this will be their water tank, their water reservoir. Gravity feed, and then gravity feed back down. Instant water pressure. Very cool. Zealand Falls, folks. Puma Zealand hut. Like I said, probably the more spectacular views down below. I do believe we'll be going down there, but let's get something to eat first.
Yeah. No, go ahead. And then usually pick up notch. Today I was working from the house. Yeah, I live out of my car. So
I had 3 bowls of soup, drank my fill of water, filled up my water pouch in my backpack. I'm going to take this down a bit and see what I can see as far as a campsite. It's about 5:30. I was going to go on a bit more, but let's see what it looks like. My feet have been soaking wet now for a day and a half, and I could just imagine what they look like. So we got weather breaking. It's going to be nice tomorrow. So yeah, there's a nice run, good flat level trail coming up. So I could probably really make some time. But let's see what we got. I still got plenty of daylight. Be nice if the weather broke and the sun shined for the latter part of this afternoon. It'd give me more daylight hours, but I'll be able to catch up probably in a day or so with my schedule. So I'm good. I'm happy about it. Well, it says here the Ethan Pond campsite is 4.8. Crawford Notch 7.2. I tell you, I hear it's a good run. So, well, and I see the sun was just starting to break through. So, you know, maybe gods and goddesses are going to answer my prayer for a longer day, more sunshine, and open it up for me. And yeah, it was the hut that I stayed in last night was the Gale Head hut, and most of the guests were young kids from a youth group. You know, young kids, they're up late at night and loud and just making noise, being kids. And so that was that. But this place here was really full of middle age, or what's older than middle age. I consider myself middle age, and but these folks seemed a little bit older than that. So I'm not sure what they called, but they were all singing. You know, they had a box full of costumes. They might do a skit. Men were rehearsing a few of the songs, Edelweiss and Sound of Music from, well, you got it, from the musical Sound of Music. So that could be interesting, but I wanna get caught up. I had well, I cut short the first day because of the storm and the great campsite for a possible sunrise, which I got, and now I got to make up for it. But I'm still having fun. Again, we have the chanterelles, and as you can see, the gills come right down to the stem and down into the stem, and they got that classic turn up funnel shape where you can see clearly from the side the gills here. This is a yellow chanterelle, really tasty. I've got some shiitake mushrooms for dinner tonight. I just ate 3 bowls of tomato soup, so I really should continue hiking. But I'm really looking forward to making dinner too. Not so much about the satisfaction of eating right at this moment because I ate so much soup, but you know, getting that pack weight out. I'd love to get a camp spot with water. That way I can, you know, make breakfast in the morning and, you know, do all these things before I put my pack on. But it's all good. I made sure that I put plenty of water in my backpack that I can make a dinner anywhere. So I don't need a water source. I just like to have one. And chanterelles. They are so tasty. I really enjoyed cooking them up the other evening. And the good Lord said, "Ask, and ye shall receive." That glorious sunlight. Well, I call this an omen. I'm moving on. It's 6. It just turned 6 o'clock, and I got plenty of sunshine, daylight ahead of me. Let me see how far I can go. It'd be great to position myself into the presidential range in good order for my timing, but it's all good. It really is. Well, it's quite a little boulder pile here. You can see there's a pond right there. Look at all this rocky area. And as you can see, our day has opened up. We came from over there somewhere by the hut. I could see this. I could see this rocky area. Wow, look at that up there. All the way up. See if we can get to a better vantage point. Oh, I feel much better today. Yeah, I really do. Oh, this place is so cool. I like it. But yeah, look at all that. Well, that's where all the rocks came from. Hoo-wee. Wow, that is something else. That is so beautiful. Wish I could find the hut from here. Damn. Maybe this next. I like this. There's no water. Well, except for that pond down there, but yeah. Where would that hut be? Jeez. It's along that sloping ridge line, but I can't make it out. But that starburst, that is so awesome. Jeez. I just feel so lucky all the time. Where's that it? There it is, way over there, not that ridge. That's it. Let's zoom in. Next ridge. That's where we came from. To the right of that lone pine tree. Yeah, there you go. That lone pine tree. Just to the right of it and back. You see that white? That's white building. So awesome. Oh, thank you. What a cool spot. I'm going to sit here for a moment, take it all in. Well, that sun is so refreshing. Like I said earlier, you could see why ancient peoples would worship the sun. Sun is just sun and water is just life. So I've taken, you know, this time in this sunny spot here to put out a lot of my gear. I have taken my boots off. I decided to leave my socks on here, and they'll probably dry. I believe the terrain is going to be pretty nice here for quite a while. So I've got my sandals on, my camp shoes. I actually bought these for crossing rivers, fording rivers in Maine and other places, but mostly Maine, but also to wear in camp. They are kind of heavy for a camp shoe, but see how the toe is protected, so I can really hike with these as well. And I meant to hike with them in the rainy days, but you know, yesterday the terrain was just too rough, really, and just too rocky for me to consider putting on something like this. It just, you know, but it all works out in the end. I mean, look at this. Look at this gorgeous day. It opened up. And so I'm just enjoying this spot right now. And I'm taking a few moments to dry some gear. It'll make my pack lighter. And just to stop and smell the roses. And enjoy some of the finer things in life, like Like that frog. Look at that frog. Yeah. And these berries don't seem to be. It's a big patch. Now these aren't the winter mint types, but these I do believe are the partridge berries, which you can eat. They're not as the winter mint berries. They're just amazing. They're bright red. The leaves are larger than this, but up here in the mountains, they can be stunted. Everything else is, and I don't see any. Oh, the game birds, the ground birds. They just. The partridge and the grouse just gobble these up. But if you ever get a chance to eat the winterberry, they are amazing. They have a winter mint, as you will, flavor to them, and you'll enjoy them. And they're just out here growing wild, and they really are one of nature's treats, that's for sure. So I'm going to enjoy this sun a little bit longer. I'm going to strap my boots to the back of my pack. I'm going to drape my raincoat just kind of a little over my pack, but not that it'll fall off and I'll lose it forever. And I'm going to hike on. It feels good to be out of those boots, and I think it's the right call. Always changing, always making decisions. Some are good and, well, some are not so good. But I feel really good about all this, the way it all worked out today. So awesome. I love being out here. All right, we're going to take a little quick look here. I was looking at the book and I thought maybe I should do a recording here. Now each grid here represents a mile, okay? Now we were just at the Zealand Hut right here, and we have hiked probably a couple miles. We're somewhere around here. And we're going to hike on. There's a water tent site shelter area right here. Now here's the really great news. Let's say we get here tonight, and very possible, very, very possible we can do this, or at least close enough to it that because this is another pay site, so maybe I can just, stealth camp somewhere, before it. Well, we'll see. But anyway, so here, tomorrow morning we get up. This is already a half a mile in here, but we won't count that right now. So 1, 2, it's a road crossing, but 3, oh, Cranford Notch, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a real cool treat with some gray jays here at Mount Webster. 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 and that half, 9.5, and this will get us to the Mizpah Spring Hut, the Newman tent site. But here's the cool thing. Here's Mount Washington. Here's the Lake of the Clouds Hut. I want to get to here. That way it'll be a really nice approach to climb Mount Washington. But we're almost here. And then we have Madison after that. So the next 2 to 3 days is going to be outstanding. We got some big mountains here. Where are we at here? And over here, you got our footage. There's 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet here. It's not quite 6,500, but let me tell you something. The top of Mount Washington can be really brutal, and it can be really beautiful as well. So after the storm pass, maybe we're going to get a lucky break, and we're going to get some amazing views up here in the presidential range from Mount Jackson, Mount Franklin, Mount Washington, Madison. All the good guys are all lined up there, and we're going to do them all in the next few days. So we're looking good. We're going to get caught up with our scheduling, and everything will come together just like today. It's really totally amazing. But wow. Oh, and look at here. Right by all of the partridge berries, we've got a lovely little blueberry bush, and they're getting dark. But I tell you got to be quick around here. These critters, they watch them too, and they'll gobble them up. as soon as they're ripe, or ripe enough, just like me. Oh, they were ripe. Really nice and smooth. And I tell you, what an impressive boulder field. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Boy, that mountain just came apart and just came tumbling down. But look at those pine cones up there. Where am I? There it is. They were bright purple up on the top of the mountain. What mountain was that? Mount Twin. Another beautiful footbridge. And another wonderful tributary. It's actually running the other way. He'll be joining that other river that we was just on over there at Zealand Falls. You know, look at the canyons. This is all, I hope, from runoff. Because, wow, that's some dark water. But it really rained a lot, so it's just been pouring out. Oh, see that little flat spot over there? I think that would make a really nice camp spot right in the middle of the river. And once again, yellow mushrooms, and these are not chanterelles. And you can see that once again, the gill, it's veiled. Here we see a veil, and you got to be suspicious about that. Some of these veiled mushrooms are pretty poisonous, especially in the summertime. But you can see how the gills terminate before the stem. And that's really important when you're looking for the yellow chanterelles. And this is really fragile. Just like that, you can't do that with a chanterelle. Just past the brook too that's feeding into this river. And look at that still water right over there. That's a nice deep hole. But it's just so dark. Yeah, I'm really having a hard time believing that this is all runoff from tannins from all the, forests. Almost appears to me, it's overflow from a pond. I really don't want to drink that. But let's see. Time will tell. We might be veering away from here, but that looks like a great swim hole. I'm getting low on white sage. I bring it backpacking all the time with me for many, many reasons. One, it's a great smudge. It's a cleansing herb, and you will use it as such around your body, the heels of your feet, all across your body, in your face, your extremities, and in your home. It's really good, for smudging and cleansing your home. But not only the spiritual factors of smudging for me is that it's antibacterial, antifungal. Smoke in itself helps keep these pathogens away, the bacterial and fungal pathogens. So medically, it has some wonderful attributes. But aside from all that, it really helps keep the mosquitoes away. So that's why I bring smudge backpacking. There you go. A Puma tip of how I do it and the things that I bring out here. Well, I really have to describe this evening's meal. And we have a rice vermicelli noodle. And these are shiitake mushrooms that I have dehydrated and reconstituted. But then we have these Chinese sausage, and there were 2 links with their casing, and that's for some extra fat and protein, which after being out here for over a month now,
My body is craving more. Oh, and I almost forgot. And I have it seasoned not only with cilantro, here is what you see, the green bits, but I'm also using a miso soup seasoning. And I've used it before, and it's wonderful.
Back to clean water. Well, I'm going to go down below into Crawford Notch there. I heard the river across the way is clean as well. So, yeah, perhaps the mystery solved. That pond and the other high ponds over there overflow from the rains, all the tannins and everything. Makes sense to me. Clean here. Haven't really shown my feathers in a while. But after that big rainstorm, they were really wet. And now they're nice and dry and clean and fresh. And I found all of these on the trail starting out in Georgia. Well, all but one. One was given to me as a gift. I just found this one here, right there. I do believe it's a grouse, partridge. Found that yesterday, actually. But they're really colorful, and I like them a lot. There's a beautiful bird. Another impressive footbridge here, and wonderful river here. What caught my eye is look at this enormous spider. I mean, that's a spider, right? Holy shit. It's like a friggin' tarantula. Holy crap. Nice. How would you like that to crawl across your face in the middle of the night out here camping? That'll ruin your wilderness experience or add points to it. This would make a nice camp spot at the right time. Room for another tent over here on the Saco River. We're about to climb, make a big climb, and get set up for the presidential range. We'll be in Mount Washington tomorrow, or right at the base. We'll see how the weather looks. We may set up, but we're going to be up into the high mountains for the next 25 miles along the presidential range, and that's going to be exciting. Going up there to Mount Webster first, so we're going to climb a few mountains today. Got me a Nalgene bottle full of water with electrolytes and chia seeds, so they're going to soak, absorb all that water, and we'll have them once we get to the top. And at Webster, there's a big treat. There's a whole bunch of gray jays that live up there, and if you were to put a seed in your hand, they will fly to you, they'll land on you. So That's going to be exciting. I wonder if I have any gray jay feathers in my trekking pole. Just kidding. Let's go have some fun. Well, we just made it to the top, or at least the top of the ridge. And as you can see here, yeah, we're up there once again, about 4,000 feet again, and we're going to be up here for the next 25-30 miles. And we'll be sleeping up here, you know, maybe down in some of the dips, but that was the reason why I upgraded my poncho liner for a 35-degree sleeping bag, and it's come in handy so far. Well, which way are we going? Oh yeah, we came from there. Onward ho. Let's see what we can see about this summit of in the gray jays. I'm ready for a break, some of that chia water, and share some of my food. Maybe we can get some up close and personal contact with some of these birds. That'll be awesome. I do believe we'll be heading up over that way. Wow. Well, I told you folks, these White Mountains are awesome, and we're in for some treat. How about that, huh? Well, onward ho. Well, here we are, Mount Webster, and up. We're gonna take a little break over here. We're gonna drop down here, get along that ridge. There's Mount Jackson. We'll be climbing that, and then dropping down over that ridge to the right here, and then somewhere up there, following this first ridge line, is where we'll camp. We got about 3 more miles to go, and if you see that behemoth all the way back there in the clouds, right there, center, that's Mount Washington. Well, I don't know what happened. Yesterday, somebody told me that there was a bunch of gray jays up here, and they were landing on people and everything. All I see is a few crows flying around. But we had a snack, we waited for them, and yeah, it's time to move on. There he is, Mount Jackson. Let's go get me some. And there we were just a few moments ago having a snack, looking for gray jays. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled, and onward ho. Here's the trail. Fruiting cones. We'll be there before you know it. And like I said, we'll follow that ridge line down right over there, and then past that next hump. I think somewhere over there is where we'll be camping for the evening. Pretty cool, right? It's getting closer. And speaking of which, that's coming this way. Looks spotty. Don't really see anything behind it. You know, it's all kind of spread out. But that's the lowest, heaviest right there, heading right towards us. See what it does when it comes up over this mountain. Going through the presidential range in these White Mountains, I think it's going to take me a little longer than I first anticipated. If all these ridge lines are going to be just like this, holy smokes, some serious climbing. I had to throw my trekking poles ahead more than once so I could get a handhold, you know, two hands, and scramble up these steep rocks. I tell you, you know, one fall and yeah, that could be it for your hike for the season. I tell you, that's west, southwest, just gorgeous, really. Everywhere I look, all around me are mountains. Look at that, on the very top of this ridgeline, we have a mushroom growing from the genus Boletus. Definitely edible. Getting closer. Another hiker. Just let him pass, it's tight. Very cool. See too many people out here. Pretty exposed, like I said. I'm almost there. He's coming from the top. And I hope the rest of this ridgeline, I'll get the skinny from him, is a little better. Or I'm gonna have to find a place to camp tonight up here. Should have enough water. Well, the trail's leading down this way now. Well, President Jackson, by your leave, sir. So we're gonna head. There's another ridge line here, if you can see. On the other side, we'll probably follow that, go up over that, and down below now you can see that structure there at the base of that mountain. Kind of stands out a little shiny. I believe that's our destination. I have 10 seconds there. Yeah, it'll be about dead center of my screen right now. I see it. That very front peak, that's President Jackson. So we just come from, and we're almost at the peak here. Perhaps we'll be able to see where we're going. We got, you know, it's a turkey shoot, hit and miss with these rain clouds, but I don't hear thunder, and that's always a good sign. Well, we just come up from up over there. I'm just gonna drop down this ridge line right over here. Well, if you love green, huh? Just love all the shades of green that moss can put out. These crazy little single fruit raspberries. I'll have to try one.
So Alright, now let's first of all, I'm gonna need you to show me and my horse that you know how to do that.
Absolutely.
Great.
We're really sorry.
Nice. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna need your husband to show me.
Okay. I would do once lengthwise.
Very good, sir.
And here. Twice widthwise.
That was very good, sir.
I had 3. I would stack them.
That's excellent, sir. What would you do if you had a pillow?
I would fluff it.
Okay. Excellent. I am so glad that you realized this. And sir, just so you are aware, you do need to have your headlights on in this state while you're doing it. Okay. Sir, you can get back in the car. Alright, well this has been a lovely encounter at 7 in the morning, and because I need my coffee, I'm going to write you a negative comment card.
Is there something my wife could do for you here to...
I mean, it's going to have to be pretty special. Quite an infraction.
We really can't get a ticket. Do you?
Okay.
Maybe a 20?
Like a $20 bill, sir?
Maybe.
I mean, perhaps that
Just forget about it.
you can maybe like gloss over all of this. Yeah. Officer Crew has some loans to pay off, and look at that. There is a tip box right here for Officer Crew to stick his money into. All right. Well, how about you folks have a lovely day. Bye, children.
And this is the Mizpah hut, second largest hut in the White Mountains here in New Hampshire. And this baby is enormous, that's for sure. I had a full house today, as you could see in the breakfast table. And here's another view. I mean, it's a beautiful hut. Very accommodating. There's their propane. A lot of stuff gets helicoptered in each season, like those enormous propane tanks that I guess sustain the place for as long as it does. But it's pretty amazing that we saw this from so far away, and it's amazing that we made it here when we did last night. I was so hungry. My feet were so sore. I had been hiking in boots for 3 days in a row. My boots were wet and really makes your feet tender. But another wonderful stay. We're going up Mount Washington today. Woohoo! Boy, I bet my feet will be sore tonight. And everybody's getting their packs ready for today's journey. Everyone going many different places. But so look at all those backpacks. Very cool. Well, nothing says it like this poster board here. The weather can change in an instant. At any time, it could snow up here. At any time.
I want to see it snow.
What, snow today?
You said it's going to snow up here. I want
It could. At any time. I've seen it snow on the top of Mount Washington in August.
You're talking ski racers here, so it's okay.
I was up at
They won.
I went to Taco Link.
Work here in the huts is never done. Look at this. Are you making bread?
I am.
You have some amazing bread. Did you make the bread? You didn't make the bread yesterday.
Last night.
Jim did?
Yeah, but today.
But at every hut, the bread is amazing. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, make it fresh every day.
And here it is, fresh every day, folks. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you again so much for your time.
You're welcome. I'm glad you made it through.
Well, there's this Mount Pierce, and there's also, it's called Mount Clinton. I don't know why, but maybe Bill Clinton renamed it when he was king of the hill. But no matter, we're heading this way, and heading up over here. Looks like we might be in the clouds in Mount Washington. Maybe we'll get a look on the other side of that peak there. But the clouds are kind of intermittent, partly cloudy, so we could get lucky as the day goes on. But the beautiful thing is that it's a beautiful day. The hut was fun. I made it. It was a long day, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, they had some wonderful, wonderful food, and I really ate my fill, But with that said, and I also had a lovely breakfast this morning, compliments of the crew, but doesn't change my pack weight any. But I was kind of borderline on whether I would have enough food to get me to my new resupply. There's a few stops. I can get snacks on Mount Washington, but I think I might be good now. Got a big day again, so we better get on it. But look at this weather. It's just gorgeous out, honestly. Just another beautiful, beautiful top. I guess this is Pierce. You know, there's just so many summits on top of the mountain. It's hard to really say which is which unless it's completely marked. But you get there. But the thing is that a lot of people, you know, take the signs as souvenirs. So I guess the Forest Service got tired of posting them. But we're gonna walk that ridge line right up, look up there, and get up there. Look at all the views we're gonna have. Mount Washington is right behind us there, covered in clouds, but well, they'll make that hot coffee in the guest place nice. So this video segment here, I'm trying to show all the terrain of the White Mountains. So this video segment in New Hampshire to Gorham, through the White Mountains, and especially the presidential range. I really want to capture a lot of the beauty of these high mountain, high alpine walks that we're there. So we got beautiful views until we get up into the clouds. So I really want to take advantage of this because of that we get a lot of these views before we're covered in clouds. Hikers. What is it, the 21st of June? The 18th. Oh, I gained some days. Woo-hoo! The 18th of June. Hi. Or of July. I lost a month just in 2 minutes. Have a great hike, guys. Yeah, the 18th of July, I'll have to remember that. That could mess. Well, folks, as you notice, I've been doing a lot of in this section here. I've been doing a lot of video of me hiking and a lot of the scenery. A lot of it's just amazing, and this is the beautiful part. I mean, it's really rugged. It's really tough hiking. A lot of places. We're on a ridge now that's pretty sweet, but it won't last for long. But I just want to demonstrate the feel of actually hiking, backpacking the White Mountains here in the presidential range, especially in the White Mountains, because it is just so beautiful. I'm not quite at the top of Eisenhower yet, but I just want to note that I'm not on the Appalachian Trail anymore. I just wanted to get up here, and the Appalachian Trail loops below doesn't go up Eisenhower, but I wanted to get up Eisenhower for perhaps one last look. So we got clouds coming in there that are going to cover the mountain again, but look at there. Mount Washington, folks. Hopefully it'll be clear when I make it there, but cool. See all the towers and everything. There's a weather station up there. It's actually, with recorded winds of 230 miles an hour, it is the windiest place recorded in the world. How awesome is that? You want to hold on to a big rock when you get up over there. Oh, goodbye. Mount Eisenhower. That was just a little side trip, but we were paid off. Here come some more hikers. We'll be picking up the AT down below there again, and so you can see the trail winding up that ridge there. We got a ways to go, but this is just so exciting. Mount Washington, look at there. Looks like a honeybee, but it's not. See the head? It's a fly. Pretty cool though. I thought it was a honeybee at first. That's where we came from. Getting really hungry. It's a lot of work. I'm almost at the top. I'll tell you what, President, when I get there. So beautiful, so many different wildflowers that I've never seen before. Of getting to the top of Mount Washington without clouds. We have clouds in the background, but Mount Monroe. Yes. There it is. Oh, this is gonna hurt. The things I do for you. But first, this is the largest hut. I believe it holds like 90 guests. It's called the Hut in the Clouds. I'm sure it's in the clouds most of the time. I tell you, we could get really lucky and not be in the clouds going up Mount Washington today. We could be really lucky. think it's called the hut of the lakes of the clouds. I have no idea right now. I'm so tired and I gotta get going. But very cool. I guess that's another approach. All those propane tanks are helicoptered in each year. Well, if they call this a lake, I've seen massive ponds in Vermont, but all very cool. So those cams that we had that camera on not too long ago, and they're actually pointed down at these endangered species, perhaps. Look at that there. That's some type of mountain lily. Look at that. Can we see that? That is awesome. And very cool. Nothing like a lovely welcoming sign to, you know, just kind of get you in the mood. They're not kidding. I climbed Mount Washington when I was 12 in August, and when I got to the top it was snowing, so yeah, it could turn on you at any time. Alright, let's pony up. We can do this. Air quality research, that sign says, and look at this construction. They went all out. Probably that catches rain. Wow, very cool. This is so awesome. Isn't the lakes in the clouds hut? Well, there it is over here. And then we're going up over here. But I thought that I would take this moment to warn you. Well, let me give you a clue. Have you ever seen a car that had a bumper sticker on it that said, "This car climbed Mount Washington"? Yes, folks, there's a road. Not only is there a road going up to Mount Washington, but there's also a train. So the top is going to be full of weird looking people that smell nice. I know we're not used to it, but just wanted to let you know. They'll probably think that we're weird. Well, this is what we've been staring at for half of the day. Tip Top House. You got some nice chicken noodle soup. Alright, well, here we are. 1853, pretty cool. The view of the Tip Top House, and here's all the people standing in line to have their photos taken at the summit. And this is good enough for me. Thank you very much. I know I said 230. I made a mistake. 231. Well, that's pretty intense. Windy place. Windiest place in the world. And there's the road. And here they all come. Ooh-wee. Oh yes, folks. The top of Mount Washington. We are looking south here. You can really see far. You can see the ocean, but you can still see far. Okay, folks, the cog, the train. Just saw cars drove by too, but here comes the train. I got a big feet though. I do believe we're going to traverse across that and down over there, and perhaps even up over there, and maybe even across it. But we'll find out, that's for sure. Really, really lucky to have such a beautiful day climbing Mount Washington. But I don't have to follow that damn train too long. That would really get on my nerves. Yeah, I know it's really unbelievable on this coast, right? I hear voices. That's the train station down there. There's north. And we still got a few hours of daylight. It's gonna be close, but we're keeping on schedule. We got caught up just despite the storm we were in, so I'm thankful. And if we fall back a little bit, that'll be all right too. I have no idea where we're gonna camp tonight. We'll figure it out later. Wow, there's Mount Washington. Unbelievable. What a gorgeous day to climb Mount Washington. What a blessing. I mean, I'm so lucky. And I guess this is Jefferson. Here, I hear there's water on the other side. Let's get shaking. Yeah, we've got a couple hours of sunlight still. Time to move. Well, we're gonna skirt the side of Mount Jefferson. There is a trail going up the top. And this way, and to the right, that's Mount Adams, and we're heading over there. Oh yeah, we got a big climb down tomorrow. We're up at about 5,500 feet in elevation. Can you believe we climbed Mount Washington today? Holy smokes, over, what is it, about 6,300 feet, something like that. But there it is right here. So we're going to do this big climb down tomorrow, and then it's going to kind of level out. And geez, we could do 11 miles tomorrow. That's a Pinkham Notch. There's an AMC center there. And we have some lodging. My batteries are dead in my cell phone, and my camera batteries are almost dead, so I think we're gonna stay the night here and just kind of recharge everything. They got some grub, all-you-can-eat places in the whole facility, and it's reasonable considering what they, ask for out here. But nonetheless, that's the plan for tomorrow. Jeez, that was really, really cool. And then we have all this, so we do that, and then we'll have the rest of this to get us, geez, really some amazing journeys here, and some big mountains to climb. We sure climbed a lot of mountains today, and wow, still can't believe we climbed Mount Washington, and wow. And it was beautiful out. What a blessed day. And I'm really happy that I went with my heavier tent for the whites. It's pretty windy, being that, we hiked past the windiest place in the world today. I mean, I guess we would expect it to be a bit windy. But, hey, all in all, I like the way things are working out. And I'm liking my new sleeping bag. Another gear change that I did when I
was getting into the whites that I went with the sleeping bag versus the Marine Corps poncho liner. Good call with that too. Can always swap back out, but well, I'm gonna need it tonight. Safety first. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Picked up a couple of souvenirs in the souvenir shop at the top of Mount Washington. Not all who wander are lost, and this will be, of course, I'd rather be hiking. So that'll be fun. My truck in New York City. Well, just to recap, now that we got some daylight back, here's Mount Washington. We came up across here to Mount Clay and up through. This is all yesterday, late afternoon. Came up across here to Mount Jefferson, and we're about over here right now. Gonna be skirting Mount Adams right across the side here. The trail will go to here. We're gonna go to Medicine Hut. From the Medicine Hut, which is only, I might say, less than 1.5 miles away. We'll go over Mount Madison. That's when we're going to start to drop down. We're going to drop on down to here, across the Great Cliff Trail, and we're going to end up here at the Appalachian Mountain Club, Camp Dodge. There's lodging and all-you-could-eat cafeteria style food, where I'm going to recharge my cell phone, my backup battery. Somehow I must have left my cell phone on. Had a few malfunctions. Getting low on camera battery time too, so this is our destination for the day, and then we'll go back up and across. We're going to go across here and come into here into the town of Gorham, where our resupply is going to be, but we're going to drop down. We're dropping down anyways, following the trail, but that's our destination for today. I was lucky I ran out of water, had a nice supper. It was windy. Damn, it was windy. Last night, I thought I was going to rip my damn tent apart. But, yeah, made a nice supper. And I heard that there was a spring here. And I thought the guys, you know, they said on the other side of Mount Jefferson. They didn't say how far, though. So, I found it. Well, there's a plane going over too, but there's just a little spring bubbling out from underneath the rocks, and you know, it doesn't look like much, but that comes right out of the ground and right to here, and I can scoop it up, and I can treat it, and I can boil it, and I can make coffee, and I can do a lot of stuff. And I ran out of water. I took my last couple of sips about 20 minutes ago, so it worked out really well, though. That hut, and they have running water and all that stuff, and they might have some leftover breakfast for me, who knows. But I'm stopping right now to have some coffee. And look at that map. Not like a good cup of coffee, or even a crappy cup of coffee. This, I have to admit, is a crappy cup of coffee, but better coffee in the future, guaranteed. I always like it when I see hikers coming down the trail. Gives me a whole different perspective. Very cool. Looks like a small freaking army.
Is the trail lead to Jefferson?
The Mount Washington? Oh,
Yeah.
Jefferson, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jefferson right there, that big mountain right there.
So we will pass Jefferson, right?
Oh, yes.
Pass Jefferson, then Washington.
And then Mount Washington.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh. I've seen more people in the last 2 days than I've seen in a month. See that big line over there? I say that's the road going up to Mount Washington. That'd be my best guess. Busy place. But you can see why, right? I mean, honestly. It's hard to believe we came from there last night.
Man, I've been seeing such cool rocks. Like, have you noticed how some of the rocks are just totally different from everything else around them?
I really like the quartz that they talk to.
Good morning.
Good morning. Beautiful day for it.
It's a perfect day. Best of the year.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty awesome too, but yeah, this started off beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can see Mount Washington for the second day in a row. That's got to be a record.
Yeah, we're not having to yell over the wind.
Well, last night was pretty bad.
Yeah. Have a great hike.
Okay, you too. Incredibly busy. It is a Saturday. I don't know. June. No, it's July. July 22nd, maybe. Hey, you picked a great day to be out here.
Yeah.
Man, you're gonna have some great views up there. Second day in a row. That's got to be a record,
I think so.
right?
No wind either.
And no wind today. A bonus. Best day of the year.
This only happens about once every 10 years.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it's me, but you know, it's kind of feeling that way. No. Wow. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Very nice. All brightly colored like mountain flowers. And here we are, coming up to the peak of Mount Adams over there. So ye sign says Madison Hut is a mile away. Lakes of the Clouds is about 6 miles away, which is on the other side of Mount Washington over there. So if that gives you some kind of perspective on how far we have traveled. There's Mount Jefferson. We went up over that last night. Mount Washington, we were leaving there about 4:30 after our chili dogs and clam chowder, maybe 5 by the time I grabbed my backpack down the hill. And then another 1.4 over Mount Washington down to the Lakes of the Clouds hut. But I'm going to the Madison Hut right now. I hear they have some kind of lovely baked goods, and I'll have more coffee, and I got to get water for my backpack, my bladder. My water tube has been dry since this morning. Good morning.
Well, sorry.
That's all right. It's all part of life, bro. Have a good day.
You too.
We're dropping down the boulder field of Adams. Mount Adams, that is, and so we're traversing across this section here, and I do believe that we will then shoot down perhaps that ridge line there and then down to the bottom, and then somewhere down there is where we'll be staying the AT will cross there, and before I go up onto the next ridge, going to be staying at Joe Dodge Lodge, the American or the Appalachian Mountain Club. Jeez, what gorgeous views. We're not traversing down there, probably just as well that I suspected. It looks really cool though, pretty tight. I could see the trail, and there's some bodies way out over there still. So we're gonna head out that way, maybe skirt, that peak way off and to the right there, and then down. But we'll see, that's for sure. Sure there's a lot of people out here today, but they really did pick a great day to do it. They're traveling the right way too, to Mount Washington. It's Saturday. That place will be a madhouse today. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I like the way they have the rocks laid out. That they've kind of pieced them all in there like a puzzle so that they're all interlocked, and it makes this path kind of flat and all green with the lichens. It's like an emerald road to Emerald City in Joe Dodge Lodge, but it is a Saturday, and I wonder if I'll get accommodations. I don't care, as long as I could plug in my batteries and charge everything and get something to eat. That'll be fine. Anything beyond that will be a bonus. How about that? That's a good way to look at it. Don't stop singing now, guys. Oh, look at there. It's like a little village. And then we'll go up that one last peak, I guess, and then it's down. Down, down, down. Very good. Well, yes, of course, I failed to mention, and that's Mount Madison. Very cool. It's like a little Swiss village. Look at those solar panels, all bright and shiny.
I will. Yeah, I'll think about it.
The other side of Mount Madison. Here's Madison Hut. So we're going to go inside real quick because we have videoed a few others. And the young lady has told me that this one here occupies about 55 guests each day, which they cook for breakfast and dinner. And then all day long they're out hiking trails. It's a nice place. How old is this? This is fairly new?
This was rebuilt in 2010, opened in 2011.
It was rebuilt in 2010. Very cool. And there's a hard worker. Nice kitchen. Really nice. I love these huts.
They're fantastic.
That was cool. There was a bunch of people up there. Summit of Madison. And now we're going down, and we can still see Mount Washington. You might be able to see Mount Washington for a really long time. But right now, I believe we go this way on down. I don't think we follow that ridge that way, but maybe we do. And then on down, all the way down, is our destination in that valley. Before we go back up into those mountains there and across that way, or I haven't looked at the map yet, but let's get through this day. All right. Oh, and this marks the northern end of the presidential range. So we have completed all the presidents. Go.
Okay, action.
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 And the bride-to-be, why don't you start? Because you're just as, all of y'all are really colorful, but you're a bride.
So it might appear as if we're out here for a bachelorette party.
Okay.
This is a surprise edition.
Is this what you told everybody?
We are
actually out here. A couple ladies. We're a group of 50 women.
50 women?
Yep, all throughout the Whites this weekend.
Okay.
Hiking to raise money for a shelter in Boston, the Elizabeth Stonehouse.
The Elizabeth Stonehouse shelter for battered women?
Yep.
For battered women.
And
That is so
families.
awesome.
And they actually serve men as well.
And they serve men as
And the
well, but
community.
okay.
Lots of classes for the community, a bunch of community outreach.
That is so awesome. So how much money have you raised, or is this all just part of it?
So each woman has to raise a minimum of $1,500.
Okay.
And as of when we hit the trail yesterday, we are at $174,000.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of us have done this. Everyone on this hike has done it more than 1 year.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
at
Yeah?
minimum our second year.
This is your second year?
This is my second year.
Your second
but
year?
My 6th.
Your 6th?
My 5th. I get
Your
a boot.
5th? Huh?
I get a boot.
You get a boot?
Yeah, there's a little boot.
Like a
pin
bronze
for
boot?
your 5-year.
Oh yeah? Is it a bronze boot or just a little plastic boot?
There, it's just a little metal pin.
Just a little metal pin? That is okay.
5 years.
But just doing it, that is just so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I love running into people that do charity work. Well, you see,
I was going to say, you have
Wounded Warriors.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome too.
And we did a charity for a soldier who lost both his legs in New York. I live in New York City, and we were able to raise enough money to build him a house.
Oh, that's
And there's a big Wounded Warriors group coming up north. I think last time I heard that they're in the Shenandoahs right now, and that they do lectures along the way on all the VFWs.
I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if they did it this summer, but last summer, someone hiked up to every single one of the 4,000 footers in the Whites and put an American flag and a picture of a fallen soldier from Iraq or Afghanistan, and the story about their life. So when you hit every summit, you saw a story of someone from New Hampshire who had fought overseas.
That is so awesome.
That was, and it was a part of a fundraiser as well. He had like his link, and you can go online and donate. And I think it was for Wounded Warriors.
For Wounded Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
So
so
it's a very
awesome.
neat fundraiser.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, nice to
and
meet you.
nice to
Enjoy.
meet you too. So where's your destination today? Do you have a plan?
We're heading up to the Madison Summit, and then we'll see how we're feeling, and we're staying at Osgood tonight. So.
Oh, okay.
We're the backcountry team for the big hike.
For the big hike.
Yeah, we're the girls that carry everything.
And
our food, our tents, our water, all of that.
Okay.
Camp out.
Well, wow, it's your 5th year. It's your 6th year. You guys are like veterans. That is so awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for your charity work.
Thank you.
It really means a lot.
Good luck getting up to me.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a great hike, ladies.
You too.
Enjoy the weather.
Thank you so much. Thank you again. Well, from the top of Madison, we have been traversing this ridgeline. Really rocky, really slow going. My feet are sore after being wet for 3 days after that storm off the Franconia Ridge. And then, traversing the presidential ridge, presidential range, has been very physical. My knees and my ankles are really sore. It's been quite a workout for them, and we're still traversing down this ridge line. But as you can see, we're going to be going down here and then that ridge line, and then I'm starting to see some trees. So maybe after that last feature there, we'll be dropping down, and perhaps it'll be a little bit more easier on my body. But whatever it is, and we'll get there. That's all we can do. March forward. One last look at Mount Washington, or maybe not the last look, but you never know. It's clouding up, really hazy. And look at it, we just came across the right there, and all the way across, all the way up there is Madison, and then we just traversed on and on. It's like climbing down the back of a dragon. That's the way I'll describe it. Really rocky, bumpy, and I'm sore and tired. My feet, my ankles, my knees. But there we are, and we did it, and we're coming down. We still got a bit to go, but it does seem to be getting a little easier. The rocks are smaller. Don't have to jump and jump across the rocks as much. And then, well, before you know it, one more dip down there, we'll be in the tree line, and it may be a little bit more forgiving. I'm ready for a break. Wow, what a journey, what an adventure. And I mean, like I said, you know, we're going to continue doing some amazing video here of the White Mountains and the Presidential Range, which we just did. And but I'll pay dearly for it, because this is really rugged terrain, tough climbing. Oh, impressive anchorage. I believe this is the Peabody River. I'll tell you, this section of the trail is really poorly marked. Really poorly marked. If I didn't have a topographical map, I wouldn't have a friggin' clue. But this is cool. And the amount of money that the AMC charges for 10 sites, I think they could purchase a bucket of paint. But it's all good. Like I said, I have a topographical map, I can figure it out. But the guidebook doesn't give you enough information. And like I said, poorly marked. You know, with AMC headquarters just down the road, you would think that they would square this area away a little bit better, being it's their hub and everything, but oh well, what are you gonna do? I'll figure it out. How about that for a different video perspective? Spiegel, mirror in mirror. So, wow, I've lost a lot of weight. I think I'm below 200 pounds now. But I'm at the Joe Dodge Lodge, the AMC, the Appalachian Mountain Club's visitor center, and they have bunking here, and this is where I actually stayed the night down here, and I had a bunk mate that stayed here, and they had all-you-can-eat dinner and all-you-can-eat breakfast. So I'm ready to get back on trail. I've got about 2 days of hiking here before I actually get to my resupply town of Gorham, which is really on the border. You know, I'm almost in Maine, and with one state left to go, which obviously would be Maine, and we'll be under 300 miles to go as well. So things are going well. I took a fall going down Mount Madison yesterday afternoon, which slowed me down, and by the time I got down here, I was a tired, really beaten mess, and my knees and ankles were really sore, and feet were really sore and swollen from all the rocks. But in my fall, I noticed this morning my right hand is really sore, where I put both of my hands down to break my fall as I fell going downhill yesterday. But for the most part, I'm in good shape. Just sore and tired, but that's all part of it. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But we'll shoot a little video of the outside grounds, and then we'll hike on. Well, this is Joe Dodge Lodge, from where I stayed last night, and it's wonderful accommodations. They have private rooms, and they also have bunk rooms and a bunk house, which was probably even cheaper. But I shared a room with a wonderful man from Charleston. Is that South Carolina or North Carolina? I'm really tired, and my brain is really fuzzy because I'm so sore and tired, so please forgive me, all you Charleston folks out there. I know it's on the coast, but I just can't put my mind together. We'll be crossing the road right here and heading up north. It's raining right now, which is just started to rain. I always love to see an American flag. God bless my country. I really am a patriot. You know that, though. So somewhere over here, I see a sign right there, a hiker's crossing sign, so I do believe that that's where I'm going. Seems to be a really nice rock ledge, and if I'm not mistaken, I see bodies up there, but I could be mistaken as well. But it looks very, I really doubt that it's a bighorn sheep, and yeah, we'll be going up there, on some ridge, maybe, I don't know if that tippity top one, but probably so. and be going across, you know, and heading out this way. There's Wildcat Mountain Ski Resort over there, and we'll be going up over that way for a couple of days before we pack it in. And over here is the visitor center where I'll be going in again for a lot of water. I'm really thirsty, so I want to rehydrate. And I think I might wait a few more moments and see what's going to happen with this rain. And if not, well, I'll be hiking out in the rain. Won't be the first time, that's for sure. We're just going to do a quick tour. Oh, they accept Visa and MasterCard. Gracious. And just wanted to pan through here. This is the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. It really is pretty amazing. Make some amazing breads.
How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Oh,
no. This is where everybody comes in to eat. It's just a really great space. Look at that fireplace. I mean, honestly, and old ice axes. Look at that old pack and skis and snowshoes. These are a lot of the huts. They have well, this is a screen where they'll do a lot of video presentations, stained glass, and these are, like I said, some of the huts I've stayed. Well, I had soup at the Madison Spring Hut. Lakes of the Clouds Hut, had soup there. The Mizpah Spring Hut, stayed there. And yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll go into the gift shop. Be a little low pro. I'll just kind of carry this in here like this.
Coming up in about 15 minutes. We're all coming down.
All the things that you don't really need, and some things you do need.
Never better.
Well, I've dilly-dallied long enough, gonna hit the restroom, and rain or shine, I'm gonna hit the trail. Early settlers in the notch here. Wow, that's pretty rustic. That is just so impressive. Look at the size of that tree. And it just started obviously growing on top of this boulder here, and look at the massive root structure and just how it was just able to adapt. It's just amazing how that happened. And it's really huge. Nature always finds a way. Like I said, that is so impressive. I stopped here for a break. I just can't help but marvel at the wonders of nature and the beauty of it all. You see that swimming? I wonder what it is. Maybe I'll be able to see on my computer. Maybe it's a little duck. Lost pond.
Yeah, we do, and we have a lot of different, we're all kind of popping up there. That's right, at different times.
Yeah.
It has probably
Some kind of duck. Sorry. Mosquito just flew onto my eyelid. Yeah, so very cool. A little buggy today. I'll be back up high in the mountains, or high enough where they won't be so bad. Now, I do believe that that creature swimming across the pond was perhaps a wood duck. But with that said, this really looks like a beaver hut. I mean, why would the wood be all piled on the bank like that in one location? Looks like some perhaps openings to the left. It's got some type of new growth in the center, on the water line, but still, it looks very purposeful as far as, just can't imagine just all that debris being washed down in that one location, a big pile like that. So my guess would be that this is a beaver, but the animal that we saw swimming across a moment ago was a wood duck or something like it, but I could be wrong because it was swimming this way. Well, when I get this to my computer, I'll be able to see up close. But still, what a beautiful place. Slightly raining, which doesn't help the bugs. Really getting a late start today. It's noon, Sunday, July, maybe 21st, the 20th. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say we're completely at the top of Wildcat, but I'd say we're close enough. Just, you could tell just by the size of the trees. And just wanted one last time to point out, well, what would we say, center of the camera out there with the towers, of course, that's Mount Washington again. And that we traveled from that back ridge and out that way to the hut and beyond, and then so we went up Mount Washington on that ridge line, let's say, a little to the left of that, and up, and then we went over Mount Washington to Jackson Adams. There, right over there. All right, and down that back ridge line. I really got to watch my step here because I'm really tired from all of the climbing in the past week, and through the Presidents was really challenging for me. Long days, but back to here, there's Mount Washington, in a little bit of cloud right now, and I want to say that there's a ravine, and I'm not sure if it's that one Center, and then Tuckerman's Ravine perhaps going down. And there we have the AMC Visitor Center and Joe Dodge Lodge. And so that all puts everything in perspective. Yeah, for me anyways. Wow, what a journey. Well, let's move onward. Well, is that our future destination? That looks like it's over 5,000 feet. And then there would be the ridge line going across this way, which, I don't know, kind of seems out of the way. But we'll see when we get there. Perhaps if we do go up there, well, the next line of sight we have, we'll open up the topographical map of the area and sort things out. Look at that big old crack. And it goes in there and there's a back wall, and it looks like it might even turn to the right. I'm not going back in there, but very cool all the same. I would stand in there in the pouring rain, that's for sure. There's many tops to this mountain. And then I do believe that one we just saw is what we're going up and over next. Hooey! I believe this to be the final summit of Wildcat Mountain. We just passed the gondola, the ski lift, and boy, it was crowded. I don't know if people walked up here or not from down below, but geez, my route was tough. And they all looked fancy and pretty and smell nice, so figure again. I think I'm heading over there. That looks like Crater Dome. That could be a nice big open place like that. But let's head on down a mile to, I guess, a Crater Dome hut or something like that, and take it from there. Yeah, I should have built it higher, figuring that the trees are gonna grow. Oh yeah, that's definitely where we're heading. But first we have to go all the way down to the base, and that hut will be there, and then I'll make my decision what to do then. Whether to cook and move on, so I don't have to carry so much water going up there, and sort it out. Here's a gorgeous looking moth. This one might be close to the end of its life cycle. Is it a moth or a butterfly? Oops, sorry. Interesting. Beautiful all the same. There you go. What a beautiful creature. Wow. That is so cool. Well, imagine my embarrassment. I'm still on Wildcat Mountain. There's actually 4 summits. A, B, C, D. I think they left some out too. And it looks like that's another Wildcat Mountain summit that I have to do that's getting covered in the clouds right now. Wow. I'm having a difficult time. But I'll make it. I just gotta keep going forward. These mountains are brutal. And like I said, the presidential range really left me drained. That was really a lot of climbing. My legs are like rubber chicken legs. But we'll get through this day. Well, it's been confirmed that we just passed the vista of Summit A. Who would have thunk? There be 4 summits. But anyhow, first I need to make a correction. As I had mentioned, I'm really exhausted. My body is really fatigued from this recent run through the Presidents. So it's the next mountain is not Crater Dome, it's Carter Dome, C-A-R, not C-R-A, but minor mistake here. So we have right now about a mile down, a descent of about over 1,000 feet in elevation. We're at 4,500 feet right now, so we'll drop down to 35, 33, and we're gonna stop there for sure. There's the hut there. Maybe they'll let me stay. If not, I'll get water and set up camp somewhere, because by the time I'm done it's just turned 6 o'clock and it's getting cold, so I better get moving. Let's see how this works out. It always works out well. There you go, the clouds opened up, for just a moment, and we'll be going, right down in there to Carter Notch. And then I believe that up there and into the clouds will be our Carter Dome climb tomorrow morning when we're fresh. We came down from up there, but this is pretty impressive. This looks really fresh. It's almost like it was, I would say, some kind of landslide, mudslide. Not man-made, because it goes all the way down there. I thought maybe they tried to shore this section here up, but I think, well, perhaps they shored it up, but I think it got washed away. Wonder if it was from Irene, but this looks really fresh. This very interesting. Well, it caught my eye anyways, and I thought that I would, give mention to it. And we're getting closer. You can see the bottom. We're almost here. This is going to be beautiful. This is actually the oldest hut up here in the Whites. I think it was built around 1914, something like that. I'll get the dates, going down there, but this is the last one going north. This is the most northern hut, and we've visited most of them, so let's go check it out. Alright, I'm liking it so far. Now, where the hell's that hut? Holy smokes. Oh my god. I'm so tired. Wow, this is really... Talk about a lost lake. A hidden valley. This is just so beautiful. And I think I just saw a fish jump there. How cool could that be? Well, here it is. Carter Notch hut. Pretty cool. Put a new roof on it. Very cool. Small. Cozy. Some of those others were enormous mansions. Well, we're close to Carter Dome. Carter Dome has got 4 or 5 different mountain summits. We came from up over there, down below, see that rocky face there? Way down below there is that beautiful pond against that rock face. But we traveled across that ridgeline down there and beyond that. So, well, it's Monday. I decided to take it easy yesterday because of the rain, and I'm just so tired. I decided to get up late, have coffee in bed, and take it easy again today, and get into town, well, to upload this video on Tuesday early afternoon. That way I can enjoy the rest of the day on Tuesday and take Wednesday off, and then we'll plan out our next segment. I don't even know where that is. I know it will begin in Gorham, New Hampshire, and it's gonna end somewhere in Maine. That's all I know right now. And we have, geez, I'm not sure, but a little over 300 miles to go, and we will have done the entire Appalachian Trail. That's so awesome. We'll be coming into the next state, next segment. I was stopped for a little energy snack, a little early afternoon. Got some granola bars. I love these Heath chocolate bars, and well, I just love chocolate, dark chocolate especially, but we also have a treat, and I fried up some Chinese sausage, and you can see how oily it is, and I just slowly cooked it, turned it, cooked it all the way through, and it is just so spicy. And let me kid you not, folks, after you've been out here for months at a time, it is really hard to get your proteins and your fats, and your body craves them, your body needs them, and it's really heavenly when you eat them after being out here for so long. It's the little things in life. But with that said, let's take a look. We were over by the Carter Notch hut last night. We grabbed water there, and we boogied, found a camp spot. And so just to look here at the hill profile here, which will give you an idea, we're at an elevation of about 33 thousand feet when we started out, climbed up to about 48,000 feet right now. This is where we're at, so we're going to drop down, and this is pretty much our day. We may go to here, we may go over to here, we may grab water, but this is just a short run. I'm doing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about not quite 7 miles. I think that'll be good enough, honestly. And then it's Monday, that would be Monday night, so then Tuesday morning we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. Pardon me. 6, 7. Yeah, about 7, 8 miles to where we're going to go. So yeah, we'll probably go further than today, so we can make our trip a little shorter. Let's see how this feels. But I'd like to get into town tomorrow early afternoon. That way I could have I can set up my video and go into town and start getting my resupplies for the next journey. And that's it for this section. Perhaps this is the middle Carter Mountain Summit, and that is then the north Carter Mountain Summit. We'll find out. I think that's Washington in the clouds. You see Washington for many days, many days. And now we're getting closer to that northern peak here on Carter, and we'll be going down, you know, about a mile down there. There's a shelter and a spring. Get some water and sort it out from there. It's still early. Probably get on some more hours, get on some more miles. Make an easier day tomorrow when I arrive into town. Woohoo! Well, the first ones I've seen bearing fruit, well, we're on kind of a southern exposed top here. And so they're getting a lot of sunlight. And you can eat these, and the Native American peoples used a lot of the plant as for coughs. And it's actually related to the dogwood tree. And I've showed, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later on, but a wonderful plant up here. I'm going to eat it. You know, a couple berries, that's all. I do believe that is Mount Melissa, and the last mountain to climb on this trek, this section. Here's our trail. Makes sense. Looks like a really nice tight lit ridge line, so, and we'll have a great view. And then onward, downward into town. Hooray. I'm ready. I can't wait to do my laundry. I've been in these same clothes for so long. They're starting to stand up by themselves. And that's a true fact. You've heard that cliche before, but I'm telling you folks, it's true. That's crazy looking. V for victory. Huh. See that heart-shaped cloud right there? That dark spot. Pretty cool. We're not at the top yet, but we're almost there. Right over there somewhere. And here it is in bloom. It's called a bunch berry because of the red clusters of berries in the center here as it's fruiting. But I do also want to mention another time that it's in the dogwood family, and it only gets a maximum height of about 8 inches, and you see the grooves in the leaves here is very distinctive, and the flower itself really resembles that of the dogwood. So the native peoples used to make a tea with the leaves, and that would help with aches and pains and coughs and whatnot. They'd eat the berries. You know, they would store the berries in the wintertime often as a food resource for wintertime, and would use the roots itself for infants, for colicky infants. How about that? So long ago. But a beautiful plant, and caught me by surprise to see a group in a southern exposure that had not only fruited but were red and ripe, and I ate some, and they were really tasty, not overly sweet, but just a tasty little slightly sweeted berry. Way out west they got a name for rain and wind and fire. Rain is Tess, and fire is Joel. And they call the wind Mariah, Mariah, Mariah. They call the wind Mariah. Hey folks, Puma Ghostwalker here. Just want to wrap this this segment up, this section up, from mostly the White Mountains of New Hampshire. We're damn near at the border going into Maine, and I'm going into for a resupply. I'm going in for a day off at least, maybe 2. We'll see how I feel, but I just wanted to say that this segment, we'll call it, I wanted to really give you a real feel about what it's like to go backpacking in the White Mountains. You know, as rugged as it is, and we really put out a lot of sweat and blood, really ground out the gristle on some of these climbs, some of these mountains. But like I said, I wanted to give you a real feel on what it's like. So that was my intention. I hope that, you know, we have accomplished it that way. And well, until next time, au revoir, avritazé, goodbye.